Welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Ego. Unbelievable!
Hello and welcome to the Talking Sport Report. My name is Ego. I'm here as I am each and every week with Scootus. Hello, legend.
Hello, mate. Happy Sunday, and what a fantastic end to the weekend. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you as well. Yeah,
Thank you.
Still got 4 hours left, so we can make all of our dreams come true by doing a podcast with each other instead of talking to our wives and families inside. Just the way we like it on a Sunday night. Now, we do this every Sunday. We talk about all the latest sporting action. Tonight, we are going to go heavy rugby league because round 27 has just wrapped up. We have the finals announced. We are going to go through that amazing wooden spoon race and where that ended up tonight. We're going to rule 4 teams out that cannot win the NRL Grand Final. We're going to rule them out right now. We've got a wild card, Scotty, later on tonight. We're going to talk about if we could give one team a wild card to win the premiership. We think there's one out there that's just absolutely mint. And we're also going to do a draft format of all the players that are left in the NRL, the 8 teams. We are going to pick 2 teams, each of us, going 1 for 1, and see who has a superior team at the end. We're just going to pick 1 through 13 and the coach. So that's going to be a fun one. But let's kick it off tonight with the NRL. A bit of a training weekend of football, Scotty. 2 sides putting on 60 points. It's the first time in like 22 years that's happened. And some weird results. Obviously, some sides not really having their full strength as they get ready for the finals. Round 27's become a bit of a weird week, hasn't it?
It's always a pain in the ass, especially when it comes to footy tipping, because it can absolutely ruin dreams. It can give you the upset. You can be trailing for all year and just pick absolute nobodies and somehow jag a perfect round. But the question I've got for you, in you mentioning one of those or 2 teams racked up 60 points, which is good effort.
Yeah.
Question to you is, what happens to the Raiders now? Because remember, no team has ever conceded 50 and won the comp.
Yeah.
Granted, I think they had, 9 under 13s in there? Yeah. But still, I mean, stats don't lie. Doesn't say who played.
But was it the Raiders? That's the question. Was it even the Raiders out there? Did the Raiders actually lose? Because if none of the players actually play week on week, I swear to God, I saw one of the guys down there. I remember driving through Canberra a few weekends ago, and I remember seeing someone at the service station. I swear to God, he was playing center on the weekend.
Just asking for change.
Yeah. At one point, he ran the wrong way. But they didn't even have the right team out there, and you
are right though. We saw it all. We saw hat tricks. We saw fantastic second halves. God, I'm pretty sure there was one game there where people were still making their way through the turnstiles, and there was already 4 points scored.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Oh, what an absolute stuff around that was. That was a situation of, I was overly confident in the Manly game. So
yes, that was a Manly game that's happened, right?
Yes, absolutely. And as I do every week, I threw me customary bet on Turbo for first, then thought, go a cheeky one for Hopper as well.
Yep.
Why not? Fucking Warriors have kicked off, and 9 seconds later, the Warriors are 4-0 up. Cherry Evans has just watched the ball fucking bounce. Saab's trying to catch a thing like it's coated in butter. And James Fisher-Harris has literally, the ball's just fallen to him and he's just had to put it down. I won't even lie. It ruined the rest of the scotch that I just poured.
Is that because it ended up on the ground or against the wall?
I was just sitting there like, what has happened? And the fact that I'd had bets on, I thought, well, it's okay, we'll wait because obviously the referee's going to check this. Surely someone's offside from the kick. No, Cherry Evans just decided he didn't want to catch the fucking thing. And Saab done his best juggling impersonation. Complete.
Doesn't that sum up Manly's season pretty good right there? And look, to be fair, let's just say for starters, jokes on, shame on you for not picking Fisher Harris for first try scorer for starters. How did you not see that coming?
You've seen my betting record. It says it all. It says it all.
Wouldn't be surprised if you jag one like that, to be fair.
Oh, mate, I tell
That's
you,
the
but
fastest try in NRL history.
in history, 9 seconds from boot to try. And to make it worse, the Warriors kicked off. This wasn't a case
Yeah,
of
I
this
know.
wasn't the case of Manly's kicked off and someone slipped and, Wateni Zalesniak's found space or something like that. This was a case of the Warriors have kicked off and 9 seconds later they're 4-0 up. They didn't even go short, for Christ's sake. They didn't even go fucking short. It was an actual first kickoff of the game. Cherry Evans takes them week in, week out.
Don't worry,
Fucking
mate. It's
ruined.
all over. It's
Yeah,
all
you're
over.
right. Needed to
Manly
win by 30 or 40. They won by 1.
Yes.
And pray the Roosters lose by 30 or 40, and the Roosters won by 30. Fantastic.
Look, to be fair, as a Manly supporter, you just needed that season to be done with.
It'll be no different next season, especially if Seabold's in charge.
Did I say they're sacking 9 players already? The Manly have already put the line through 9 players. I wonder if they told them, or they just went to training the next day and their scan pass didn't work.
Yeah, they've cut the locks on their lockers. Everything's out in the car park, and no one's got access to the clubhouse. So thanks for coming, boys. Thanks for your service. It'll be a similar situation to the Dragons. They'll have Old Boys Day in a few years, and no one will have their numbers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, cheers. Not even a thanks for coming.
I tell you who will definitely be getting let into the building come Monday. Nawaka Nitawaze.
Oh,
Marky Mark.
What?
Magic Mark. Whatever you want to call him.
Absolute
Fucking
weapon.
legend.
Well, did I message you the other night? When he scored his second try of the game, that was across the space of 2 games, that was his 6th try in 60 minutes of football.
Unbelievable. So another hat trick, going off 4 tries last weekend to 3 tries this weekend. He was he was still in the top 5, right, for most try scorers, but then basically in the space of like 60 to 80 minutes football, he has gone from 6th to 1st by a long way and is now taken up the top try scorer for the year. That's crazy.
Absolutely. Let's pull up those stats. So what did he score? He scored a hat trick and he has won by 4 tries. So what did he have? He had 23. Then he had teammate Daniel Tupou, the Hammer, Xavier Coates, and apparently you were saying the Fox at Okar.
Yeah,
all
Fox
finished with
Adokar.
19. What an absolute freak of a bloke. And did fuck all in rugby union.
Yeah. And it's going to be a superstar. They're saying he's, huge potential to be a centre. I could totally see that, right? He's just got incredible ball skills.
He's just fantastic. 100%. And do you know what? He's one of those players where you don't even care that he doesn't play for your team. You just love watching him play.
Yeah.
Although, mind you, did you see, I think it was the first half, he took the ball on maybe his 10 and was approaching the defence and literally just coughed it up. He done his best Jason Saab impersonation and just coughed it up. So he's human. Yeah. He is human, but I tell you what, I don't think there's much of him that is human. I think the rest is just cyborg or God. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's God tier going into the finals.
100%.
The wooden spoon race is in a fantastic spot, Scotty, because I think the right team got it. The right team got it.
Wow.
I was telling you before the game, what a way to go out. If you were to tell a team, hey, in your last game of the year, you are going to get beat 66-10, and that's not the worst of it. You'd be saying, geez, what else could possibly happen?
Where does this get worse?
You won the wooden spoon for your team in the process by losing. And poor old Adam O'Brien, do not let that door hit your backside on the way out, sir, because that is probably a great display of where the club is at right now. It's not O'Brien's complete fault, but he hasn't helped the situation the last couple of seasons, I wouldn't have thought, at the Knights. They've just been teetering in this sort of space. And, well, look, this could be the first of yet another threesome run for the Knights as wooden spooners. What do you reckon, Scotty?
Do you no, it's not the start of more. I honestly think the change is going to be as good as a holiday. Question I did have, do you think Adam O'Brien got a nice little payout? And if so, what time does his flight leave tonight for Bali?
I think,
or Thailand.
well, the good thing for him is the game was in Sydney today.
Oh,
I think he'd
straight
be
to the
checking into
departures.
customs right now at
Yeah.
Sydney. He's straight through. He wouldn't have even he would have just packed the night's stuff he wears it would be straight in the bin. He'd grab his luggage and he'd be off to the airport and he'll be away.
He's going to Bali, so he would have packed real light.
Yeah.
I reckon next time we see Adam O'Brien, you will notice the Bintang singlet. He'll have a nice little, we'll say, in inverted commas, Rolex, and he'd probably be rocking a nice pair of Gucci sunglasses, fresh from Bali, got on it, comes back, and he's now just waiting for the merry-go-round for the next team to hit him up for a gig. Hopefully it's not Manly.
That's it. Well, you know what they say in those nursery rhymes, mate? You've got to kiss a toad to turn him into a princess, don't you? Or something like that.
That's actually a good call. Jesus.
But who do you think's tonight's next coach? There's rumours floating around that it could be Michael Checker from Rugby Union.
That'd be a fantastic pickup, I believe. See, that's the problem. There's just so many names at the moment. It's one of those situations where you think the Knights are doing the business quietly. They don't want much heading out toward the media just yet.
Yeah.
I think whoever they're going to get, they're going to put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to actually assess a few situations before they go ahead and appoint someone. I think coming off the back of a wooden spoon, I still think the Knights are in a very, very good position.
You must be the only person in our Newcastle area to believe that, because the fact that you just said the Knights are going to think through this and take their time and that is not in their DNA. They will rush this. They will stuff this. And the only chance they've got if they get someone like a Michael Checker, bring him in. Now, he's not a rugby league coach, but God damn it, you know that he's a fantastic leader of men in rugby situations. You just put specialists around them. My biggest fear is Blake Green.
Yes.
Blake Green is currently filling coach, right, for the Knights. Today was probably not the best thing for him because he's currently the offense coach.
Yes.
They've been lucky to score 3 tries for the last 6 weeks.
It's better than being the defensive coach, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true.
Fucking
that's
come
so
on.
True. Whoever's the defensive coach needs to be let go right now.
It is absolutely abysmal. 638. Oh, they didn't concede as much as the Titans, but of course they had the worst attack. So yeah, apples and oranges here, really. You've just got to try and stay positive or you're going to go fucking crazy and you'll be dreading round 1. When most people sit here and froth on the fact that football's returning, we're so close, it's amazing, it's a fresh start, it's a brand new season, you're going to be sitting there going, fuck, do we have to do this again? Why am I doing this again?
I think I just need to get a second side.
Just stay positive.
That. Yeah.
Stay positive.
Get a second side. You take on, like, you jump on the bandwagon of some team. Maybe I jump on Parramatta's bandwagon. Dylan Brown's coming to the Knights. Maybe I go to Parramatta. Maybe it's like a 1-for-1 swap.
That's not bad. It's part of a package deal.
Yeah.
He takes 1.3 mil a year and they get you.
Yeah, and I'm happy to not take a cent and go and be on Parramatta's side because I feel like they're playing a lot better. So anyway, there you go. Congratulations, Newcastle Knights, the 2025 Wooden Spooners. Now, Scotty, I do have to update everybody. We do know there was a small country riding on this. If anyone's been listening to the podcast the last few weeks, my uncle had this big bet on the Knights at $11 a number of weeks ago. I can confirm that he did get the win, so obviously. But the issue with Sportsbet and TAB and all these other ones, they go off most losses. What a terrible decision. And clearly their way of just trying to help out themselves. But so he only gets half the win because technically they were tied with the Titans with most losses.
It's still not bad. He's effectively got him at 550 odds, which is, mate, I'd be happy with that, especially if he had that small country riding on them. Which obviously, you know he would have.
Well, if you do see a brand new black Ferrari doing the laps, if you're in the Gold Coast area, that'll probably be him. That'll probably be him. Yep.
With Tuk in the passenger seat.
More on that a little bit later. We've got some fantastic comment club messages that we'll have to get to later on tonight. But let's leave the negativity behind for a minute. You know, we've given the Knights the fantastic wooden spoon. You know, congratulations to that fantastic outfit. But let's now move on to the finals we have got. We've got 4 cracking finals games, and we thought let's go through each game one for one in order of when they're going to be playing, and let's think up a headline as to what happens the following day in the newspaper or on news.com.au or Fox League, and what are the 2 potential outcomes of what the headline will read post this game. So the first one, the qualifying final on Friday night in Melbourne at Amy Park, the Melbourne Storm take on the Canterbury Bulldogs. It's 2v3, Scotty. What do you got?
Storm, Roo, injuries. Simple, short and sweet.
They are, aren't they, in a lot of ways? Like, I know, you know, Nelson gets some time now from his high shot, but you basically they have to lose this game and then win every game, and he'll play in the grand final. Has that guy missed more finals games for the Storm than any other player in their roster? Like, it's unbelievable how many games he has missed. He missed that grand final last year, didn't he? From a hot shot. So it's unbelievable what he continues to do. But I guess he's literally like 7 foot, so it's so hard for him to keep his tackles lower.
Yeah, exactly right.
Than everybody else.
Exactly right. Mate, to be honest with you, I in a perfect world and before this weekend's fixtures, Nelson, I think, would have got another game in for sure. Now, with those injuries, I honestly think his career at Melbourne's done.
You're calling it?
Yeah, unfortunately I am. So that was my headline for Storm losing. If somehow the Storm wins, we wake up to this headline on, Saturday morning. Bulldog supporters numbers return to normal after shock loss. Yep.
You think they're bandwagonies?
Yep. No, we've joked about I can't defend myself with that, can I? Fucking hell.
Look, it'll be interesting to see if they still rock out in Bankstown if they were to lose. But the good thing for them is they do have a week off if they win, and if they lose, they get a second chance. So there's still every chance they can come back week 2. I had just one headline for this one. It's match abandoned after half time because both sides didn't have enough players to continue.
Injuries, high shots, concussions.
Like I saw today, you were reading out some names earlier. You know, Burton's potentially in a bit of trouble.
His shoulder's a bit cooked.
Yeah.
Marcelo Montoya.
Yep.
Bronson Cherry. So you're right. I'm similar situation. I think we might see 2 teams with similar experience to Canberra's this weekend.
Yeah.
Could be a bit. It's all good though. Melbourne's got Wishart.
That's true. That's your man. That's your man. That's going to be a good game though. So either way, I still think that's going to be a cracking game of football.
Oh, definitely will. Definitely.
Then we move on to elimination final on Saturday. The first of the Saturday games, 4:05 p.m. Go Media Stadium over in New Zealand. The Warriors take on, can you believe it, the 7th placed Penrith Panthers.
Massive. Headline: Penrith enjoy 80-minute training run on New Zealand holiday.
That's good.
If by chance the Warriors win, headline will read, Warriors finally turn up.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
That's unbelievable. Can you see any other world that the Penrith headline is the only one you write? Like, is there any world in which the Warriors, how bad they've been on form the last few weeks, winning this game?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, simple. I can't even back that up because I think no is just the legitimate perfect response.
Yeah.
Simple. Done.
Yeah. Another headline might be well-rested players and really well-rested bus driver help the Penrith Panthers score a massive victory in New Zealand.
It'll
Did they rest their pilot? Did they rest their pilot that other week as well? Because I mean, he needed a rest as well, didn't he?
Poor bugger.
Yeah.
He'd be well paid though, wouldn't he? Are they chartering a flight or are they just getting on? I bet you Nathan and Ivan will be in first class and the rest of the team will be down in economy. For sure.
Just
Definitely.
set the hierarchy at the top. If you're up the front with us,
Definitely.
you're in it. Yeah. Luai used to be up there, but now he's gone.
Yeah.
He's
Maybe Yo or Liam Martin will get a look in up front, but that'll be it. That'll be it.
I feel like Liam Martin would be down the back, just roughing it.
Oh yeah, I reckon only for the fact that I reckon he'd probably have a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely
Get down the back.
would.
Have a few. That way you're not in the coach's eye line.
Yes. Bingo.
All right, the elimination final, Saturday, 7:50 p.m., Shark Park. The Cronulla Sharks take on the Sydney Roosters.
I've only got one headline for this.
Yep.
Simple, because I only see one outcome. Headline on Sunday morning will be Nwakanita feasts on Shark in dominant display.
Feels like that's the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nico Hines
touches.
apparently done now with his hip drop.
Yeah. Let's see if he will play. I'm just going to my inside source. You might know him. He's called Google. Yeah, suspended.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you basically have the Sharks without their star playmaker. Having said that, though, didn't they go on a decent run last year without him? So it could be one of those things where it might actually help them in some weird way because you have the Roosters rock in with a bit less. You know how like sides like underestimate other sides now, going, oh, their star players out, and you time and time again you see them rock up and lose that game.
Roosters will be confident as well.
They'll be very confident.
Yeah. So you're right. It could be a danger match for them, especially with the Sharks coming off the win against the Doggies. Honestly though, I just think the Roosters are just too good at the moment. Nothing against the Sharks. I honestly just think the Roosters are too good. My opinion. Prove me wrong, dickheads. Prove me wrong.
Game, the qualifying final on Sunday. This is the game of the round.
Huge.
Like if you're going to watch one game this weekend, it's this one. Sunday, 4:05 p.m. GIO Stadium in Canberra. I've been loving this because Fox Sports and even NRL at Channel 9 have been playing old footage of the Raiders, and you see Big Mal holding up the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
Images of Laurie Daly, Ricky Stewart, Bradley Clyde. If Big Mal ran at you in his heyday, man, there's an image of him picking up the trophy and shaking in the air, and just his arms are just rippled. Like it's just he was a man mountain.
He's picking it up like it's just a bag of feathers.
Yeah. It looks like an undersized trophy. It's just because Mal's so big next to it.
Ridiculous.
And you see the image of Alfie Langer, and he's basically this little gnome underneath the trophy when they won the trophy. But the Canberra Raiders take on the Brisbane Broncos. What are your headlines for this one?
First one, riding into the sunset, who can stop the milk?
Yeah.
First headline. Second headline, and honestly, this one's my favourite.
Yep.
Walsh for PM dominates nation capital.
Yes. Mate, I'm actually very impressed. On a scale of how many of these you wrote on ChatGPT, how many did you please all for yourself?
I know this is a podcast, but we do go on YouTube. So look, I've got it all written right here, there.
There's proof.
Just there. See?
It's going to be a cracking game though. So are you in the ballpark of thinking that the Broncos have got their number?
This is a very tough one. To the point where if I'm having a punt on it, I'm not going head to head.
Yeah.
Definitely not going head to head. Because as I've mentioned last week and the week before and the week before, I wrote Brisbane off a long time ago when they lost, half their squad in the space of 7 minutes to that Benny Hill music. They were done. That was it for me. They were going to be lucky to scrape the 8. They've come out, man. Walsh is just, I think now he's finally showing why they're paying him what they're paying him. I think if any team right now, besides the Roosters, are going to beat Canberra, I honestly think Brisbane, especially after their performance on, was it Thursday night? I think Brisbane are a very, very good chance.
Yeah. It's going to be a cracking game Because it
What's
does
your
set up a
headline?
lot, right? Because whatever side wins does get that week off, and they're one win away from the grand final. Could you imagine the nation's capital if the Raiders were to be successful? Like knowing that
Oh.
you're one win away from the chance to go to the big dance.
Mm.
It'd be just
It'd be
down there.
huge.
Be
It's
huge.
been, well, long time for those supporters without success. You know, you've just got the taste of the minor premiership. You know that, you know, you look back at the minor premiership after 4 or 5 years and you don't remember. It's all about who won it then. And for us, it's lucky because the last 4 years, you just go, oh yeah, Penrith. But, you know, I look back to like 96 when Manly won a grand final. It's like, fuck, were they minor premiers as well? To the point where it gets to a point where you don't remember. They've had that long without success. I think if they beat Brisbane, I honestly think they'll start planning. If they've got that long weekend for the grand final, I can see people asking for the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off afterwards. Because honestly, they've been that long without success. I think they're due to just absolutely let loose.
No matter what happens this weekend, though, you got these incredible sides. Now, I think if in my mind, I'm really hoping and praying for the sake of good games that I'm watching from a neutral, Penrith Panthers and the Roosters get up because I think they're the two strongest in the bottom four. Think about this, right, from next week. The loser of the Storm and the Bulldogs and the loser of the Raiders and the Broncos taking on the Penrith Panthers and the Sydney Roosters to go through to the next week to play those up. Like, it's just like we are potentially one weekend away from just the most incredible matchups for 3 straight weeks.
And it's not even qualifying finals.
Yeah.
They're the games you would expect to follow up with winners will meet in the grand final. But no, not at all. So I tell you what, we've got some excitement ahead and I'm really looking forward to it. It's because in all honesty, even with injuries and stuff, I think 2 of these 4 finals I think can go either way and have the potential to be extremely tight.
Do either of these games, these top 4 games, Storm, Bulldogs, Raiders, Broncos, because of the way the draw works, are any of these games grand final previews? Because technically the loser goes to the other side of the draw, so it can happen again in the grand final.
Could you imagine that? We have an absolute ripper of a fixture next Sunday in a week, knowing full well that absolute nail biter, if it goes that way, can play out again for us long weekend of October. That is 100% a fixture I'd be happy to see again come grand final day. Storm Bulldogs, absolutely. I'd be all for it. It all comes down to injuries and who's available. So, mate, that's a fantastic question, actually. You know what? It's at the point now where I hadn't even thought that far ahead because we've got some real juicy fixtures coming up in less than 7 days.
We definitely do. This is great time of year. The sting's coming out of the air. You can feel spring. I'm in Sydney. Today we had this incredible day here and you're wearing a T-shirt and you're like, oh, yes, the winter months are behind us. This is spring. And that's what finals football is. It's the sting comes out of the air. It's starting to get warmer and then the games get even better. So we do this every week lately, picking the sides that are here currently. Who is your grand final matchup and who wins as of round 27? Has it changed?
Definitely has.
Because we've been playing Storm Raiders together for the last week and a bit. What are you going with this week? Where's your headlining?
Well, I honestly, it's form-wise, it's hard to look past Brisbane or Roosters. Fuck, even Penrith.
Yeah.
I'd really, really starting to think maybe Broncos. If anyone outside of Canberra's been the form team all year, you'd think they'd be a shoo-in. But honestly, I really like the Broncos at the moment, only for what they've done with injuries to playmakers. Like I said, I'd written them off. Others had written them off. I'm going to take a big step away from all the favourites and looking at who's paying what, and I'm going to go with the Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos to be there.
And beat the Raiders in the grand final.
Why not?
That's good.
Why not?
That's really good.
It'll probably change next week, but that right now, I love it. Who you got?
I'm still gonna go. I reckon people again are writing the Raiders off, and you look at this weekend and you go, yeah, they got points put on them, but old mate Jimmy at the service station was playing fullback. So like, of course they're going to lose their match, and they'll play in the Dolphins. Who cares? You're not even in the 8. Yeah. I saw a stat, and I saw people talking about this, that, the Raiders, they've only played 8 of their 27 rounds. They only played 8 top 8 teams this year. Yeah, but they won 7 of them. So every chance they got, they put the sword to the top 8 sides. So if anything, how lucky for the top 8 sides, they only had to play the Raiders 8 times because the Raiders were kicking their ass. So I'm sick of hearing this fucking call that the Raiders are some sort of lucky to be there scenario. The Raiders are playing awesome. I think every week we find a reason why they can't win. And yeah, the Broncos are playing good. But guess what? I hope it's a friggin' ice storm down there and it gets cold down at the old Bruce Stadium. I'm not calling it GIO Stadium. I'm calling it Bruce Stadium because that's what it is. Stadium. And I hope it gets cold down there on a Sunday afternoon. And I hope it's the cold temperatures of the Raiders ripping the Broncos' hearts out. I'd love to see the Raiders get through to the 1 week away from the grand final. So I'm going the Raiders, and I don't give a shit who they play. I think they're going to make it to the grand final. They're going to win. If I have to pick one, I'm probably going to – I think currently on form, I'm going back to my first week. It could be the Roosters. Like the Roosters are playing that good. They could win 3 in a row to get through to the grand final. So I'm going to say Raiders versus Roosters, but the Raiders are this year's grand finalists. They're going to make Ricky proud. And that would be interesting because wasn't that the grand final that Ricky had a number of years ago, just before or during COVID? It might have been it was the grand final just before COVID. It was Raiders versus the Roosters, and Ricky had his heart. It was a couple of interesting calls that upset the apple cart, and the Raiders lost. Whiten was playing at 5'8" and all that kind of stuff. The Raiders lost the grand final. I remember I was at Nelson Bay watching the grand final, and oh man, I'd love to see the Raiders get back down there and do it for the milk.
I remember that's where Cronk got sent to the bin.
Yes.
Okay. And just to clear it up, and not that people tune in for the weather, it's a forecast of 18 degrees with 43% humidity and mostly sunny next Sunday in Canberra. So I think Brisbane will be fine.
Guess what? The Raiders will blow that big horn and all the clouds will come across because that's what Vikings do. They change shit. Anyway, I'm just hoping that the Broncos go down there and the Raiders pants them because I feel like everyone's now just got this short-sightedness of like, oh, the Broncos are playing so well. Yeah, and they are. But guess what? So are the Raiders. And maybe bringing back some of their players might actually hurt the Broncos because all of a sudden you get this really good side running the way it's going. And then you start bringing back all these hurt players. Next minute, there's too many players again. And then the Raiders will go, thank you.
What do they say? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, that's the best part, though. We could be here this time next Sunday and just go, holy shit, did not expect to see that happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that actually segues nicely into our next thing we're going to do tonight. Of the top 8 of the sides currently in the NRL Finals, we need to rule out 4. So I want us to go through 4. I want us to go through 4 teams. I don't know what you're going to pick first, Scotty. Let's rule out. These 4 teams cannot win this year's NRL Premiership. I don't care what you say. You go first.
Sharks.
You go on the Sharks? You just said the Warriors. You go on the Sharks?
I did, but you knew what I was going to pick, so I just wanted to swing a curveball straight at you. I'm going the Sharks.
Why?
To me, Sharks cannot win it. They're honestly no Nico Hines next week. They're coming up again. I know we keep talking about it, but they're coming up against a very red hot Roosters at the moment. Nawakanita Waze, I think Teddy's due to score a couple.
Yeah.
I honestly think they bow out this weekend without a doubt.
All right, put the line through the Sharks. I'm going to I'm putting the line through the Melbourne Storm. And I just think it's just going to be down to the fact that we hear it every year. Like at the finals time, it's like people say, "Oh, that side just got a stroke of luck. They've had no injuries. They've got all their players back at the right time. They've hit form at the right time." I heard a stat. You know, I love a stat. The last time a side lost 2 games going into the finals, and the Storm lost their last 2 games of the season, was 2005 with the West Tigers. So that was the Benji Marshall year. That was the last time a side has lost 2 and then won the premiership. So history tells us 20 years. Now, it is exactly 20 years, so it would be very fitting if they were to do it. But I just think that's really tough. You get Harry Grant back. I reckon he's the best player in the game right now. Harry Grant is playing that well. He could easily be the number 1 player in the game. So you do get him back this week, which makes a huge difference. But no Pappenhausen. Probably comes back in a couple of weeks, but still no Nelson and Jerome is now done.
Yep.
It's just, I think it's going to be too hard for them.
That's fair. That is fair. Good point. So I'll take that, and I will go with Warriors for sure. I don't think, home or not, they do not beat Penrith.
They're just making up numbers, doesn't it? Feels like they're making up numbers.
They will get themselves yet again a very nice participation award. That's it. That's all they're going to get.
Yeah, that's fair. Now we've got a really tough last one. Now this was easy, to point, but now we've got to pick between the Bulldogs, the Panthers, the Roosters, the Raiders, or the Broncos. Which one cannot win the premiership in 2025?
Honestly, and I'm just looking at results over previous weeks against other top 8 teams. I'm putting a line through the Doggies.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yep, definitely. And this could very well be a case of a team coming from outside the top 4, winning it, but not taking anything away from Canberra. I'm not saying they will, but this could be our best chance at seeing that happen. But honestly, they've played well all year. They led the comp for, weeks. They were neck and neck with Canberra. I just think that it's not their year.
There you go.
It's coming, but just not this year. This isn't it. Simple as that.
I think you've nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. The Doggies have been struggling, and even today, this weekend, they weren't like winning like easy. It wasn't like they were like firing on all cylinders. Where you're like, oh wow, they're coming into form. They're a bit all over the place. So it's a really tricky one for them because they've had a great season, and maybe that's where the train sort of stops. But getting towed up by the Sharkies is not a good look going into the finals. We think that they're also getting ruled out. So they would have to do quite a bit to turn it around. And we'll chuck this up on social media, on our TikTok and our YouTube, Instagram shorts, and see, what do you think? Do you agree with us? Have we nailed it? Or is there another side we're missing? But this is sides that you just think have got no chance of making the premiership winning match this year. The other thing I wanted to quickly chat about, Scotty, because this is a good time to do it. You were telling me before about how great the baseball is in America because of the wild card.
Yes. So effectively, I guess in a sense, the wild card is the best because, as you know, American sport love their, what's the word I'm looking for? Their divisions. So we're here, we're straight up 1 through 17 on the ladder. Over there with baseball, NFL, NHL, everything's in divisions. So I guess in a sense, our way to do a wild card would be you've got your top 8, you rule out the wooden. You rule out the wooden spooners straight away because if they weren't good enough to avoid the wooden spoon, they're not good enough to be in contention. Leaves you with your bottom 8 teams left. You pick who you think the most in form, dangerous, has a chance at going out there and going the distance with a wild card.
Can I tell you, every team in that top 8 would have a little bit of shit in their pants if they were named to be playing this weekend in their first round finals, the Parramatta Eels. Would they not?
100% agree with you.
They just beat the Wooden
100%.
Spooners 66-10. Is that not good enough? Like, okay, that they essentially had a training run.
I can't laugh at that because the Wooden Spooners come back from 20-4 down at halftime against Manly and won in Golden Point. So, but how many times over the past few weeks have we sat here since the start of this podcast, many weeks ago, and talked about how influential and how good Mitch Moses is?
Yeah.
He makes a difference if he plays Origin. He makes a difference if he's fit all year. Honestly, the way they have been playing, the way Moses has been playing, you're right. Any team in that top 8, I think, has some form of concern if they find out they're coming out next weekend, to play against Parramatta. Definitely.
Crazy, isn't it? It's
I
crazy
agree.
to think a side that was almost a Wooden Spooner middle way through the year is a side that you just go, and we say this every year about the Eels, so maybe it'll happen again. But hey, next year's their year. Next year's their year. But they feel like they're coming into the form. And there was a great moment in the Knights game this afternoon where the Eels pumped the Knights, where Dylan Brown was given the honours of taking the kick and goal to say goodbye. I'm out, and I saw a little shed of tear in his eyes because I think he realised that he's going from a side that's probably going to be a top 4 side next year to go get the Wooden Spoon at the Knights. But at least he's getting paid handsomely for it.
Oh, fuck. That's actually a good point, isn't it? It's kind of similar to Jack Whiten.
Yeah,
left Canberra to chase a premiership.
That's right.
Well done, champion.
How's that going?
Well done, buddy.
For you?
Fucking hell, that's fantastic.
Oh,
But yeah, 100%. I think Parramatta Eels doing the most damage in that top 8 if given a wild card.
I kind of wish we could have seen it, but anyway, that's why we've got 27 rounds. You've got to be the best 8 sides for the whole year to make the finals, and next year they'll have their shot at it. And Dylan Brown will not have his shot at it because he'll be playing for the Newcastle Knights. Before we move into Comment Club, which is where we talk to anyone who's commented on our content throughout the week and go through emails, we want to do a bit of a draft format because it's always fun this time of year. There are so many great players. This is the last time we're going to have the full 8 because every week from now it's going to start to dwindle and you get less and less matches towards the grand final. So we've got 8 teams to pick from here, Scotty. I want us to go back and forth. We're going to go 1 through 13 and draft some fantasy football teams, position by position. And we're going to then pick our coach as well. And then what we might even do is we might chuck it online and see whose side would get the victory if they were to play in a match. So I'm going to give you the honors, mate. You can start with the fullback that you want to pick, but you can pick your fullback to be in your fantasy team.
Do you remember we discussed this pre-show and I didn't know it was on Current Fitness. So
no, it's not on Current Fitness. It's not on Current.
I have changed it and I'm not going to take your pick.
Right.
So I'm actually, the one that you named, I'm going to let you keep. I'm actually going to go with KO Weeks.
Ah, yeah.
Overruled him. I originally had Paps in here, but obviously he's ruled out. I was going to go with Teddy, but I mean, shit. If you're a starting fullback for the team that's just won the minor premiership, wasn't good enough at Manly. Manly deemed him surplus to requirements. Good move, dickheads.
Well, he's a gun. He is a gun.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. I'm going to go with my first pick, Reece Walsh.
Bingo.
I think Reece Walsh is the form player right now. And if I was picking fullback, I'm 100% going that. So I get to pick the first number 2, which is our winger. And I'm going to go with my man, Nawaqanitawase.
This is horseshit. You're already fucking killing it.
Nawaqanitawase. Because I've got him in my team, and we're going to definitely score 7,000 tries.
I was going to say, you've got 2 players, and I'm already wondering if I get a second bite at the cherry next week.
Who are you picking?
I'm going to go with Xavier Coates.
Oh, yeah. Mate,
big, tall, lanky motherfucker.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
So, am I now going the
You get first pick.
center, aren't I?
You get first pick of the center.
I'm going to go Paul Alamotti.
Ah.
Okay.
Now,
who are you going?
I'm going to go Critter
Yep, I know.
I'm starting to feel that I know you've got some good players there, but I'm really liking my side currently at this point.
Awesome.
But, there's still a long, long, long way to go.
Who's
Still
your
a
other
long,
centre?
long way to go. My other centre, this is a hard one because there are some really good centres currently playing around the league. I'm going to go a bit of a technical one here, mate. I know this guy isn't meant to be this, but he was playing there, I believe, on the weekend, so I'm going to take that as a win. Nick Meaney at the Storm. I'm putting him as my centre to partner up with Crichton.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I thought you would have taken someone like a Katoni Stagg, so I was going to eye off Dean Mariner. But now that you haven't, I'm going to take Staggs.
Okay, that's good. Good pick.
Yeah, which means now I pick another winger.
Yeah, number 5 jersey. Where are you going?
I'm going to stick with the height factor. Simply for the kicking game, we're going high and we're going out wide each time, but we've got the option of left and right. I'm going Daniel Tupou.
Oh, yeah.
Can score a try. Well, he's not because he's been overshadowed.
That's
but
true.
You've already picked him.
Yeah.
So I'm going Tupou.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the classic. Brian To'o. I still think, and he just won the best Origin player for the year for the Blues. He's a workhorse down the side, so I'm blocking him in.
Fair
which
call.
means, this has worked out so good for me.
Has it though?
We get to pick
Has it
the
though?
5. It has, because I don't give a shit who you pick. I'm taking Ethan Strange. And I know you've got an awesome one too, but I am taking Ethan Strange because he is my favorite player.
So here's my pick, who I expected you to take, and I was going to take Strange, so I'm taking Munster.
Yeah, and that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I 100%, and that is completely me just being completely Canberra Raiders lover of Strange. I think he's going to be a superstar.
I literally had 2 names written down, and my first choice was Strange, and you took him, you bastard.
Yeah, which means you get to pick the halfback, which is extremely good.
It is, but I was praying to God for some reason you were going to have 7 first and take Cleary. You haven't got to take him. You don't want him. I'll take him by default. But that was a very tough one for me, actually.
Really? Why?
Yeah, it was. Only because I feel like my second choice has the potential to bring just a little bit more. Like he's at the point where he's coming in to play finals, but he hasn't been there for the last 5 years. So teams aren't really.
You were going to take Lachlan Galvin.
Oh, fucking not a chance. Who's your pick? Who are you taking?
Look, the fact that you've taken Cleary, I think he's an absolute straight up number 1. I think Fogarty's another really, really good one.
He was my other choice.
Jerome Hughes would be a very, very good pick as well. But you know who I'm going to take? The man who statistically is the best try assist in the game right now, Sam Walker.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm taking Walker. Walker's on, boys. Walker is on.
That's good.
And I think he's a phenomenal football player. And the Roosters are a different team when he's there compared to not there. So I've got Walker. Now we're into the front row. So we start with 8. I'm going to take traditionally a 10, but I'm not going to let you have a couple of chances to get him before I can get him. I'm putting Big Payne Haas at number 8 for me. Big Payne Haas.
You absolute asshole.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, you know what? I'm going to throw in Corey Horsburgh.
Oh,
Considering because look, be honest, it doesn't matter if they're in the 8, the 13, the 12, the 17. A forward's a forward, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Corey Horsburgh.
That's a pretty good one.
Which means I now pick a number 9.
Oh, yes, you get the 9, yeah.
I'm taking Harry.
Damn it,
I'm taking Harry.
That's big. That's very big.
You've started strong in the backs, but I'm slowly putting together a spine.
I mean, that, as I said before, I think there's a solid argument he's the best player in the game right now.
I tell you, I'll swap you Harry Grant for Ethan Strange.
And the funny thing is, I should be saying yes 100% because there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't.
Yep.
But I mean, can I take who I'm going to take? It's interesting because I'm going to take him based off where he should be playing again, and I think he might be this weekend if a certain someone does come back. And I really hate the fact that this side is really starting to shape up like a Broncos team. But I'm going to take Ben Hunt because I think he is playing incredibly good football at the moment. He's the reason why they're probably even in the chance of being the top 4. And I think I'm going to chuck him there, which means I get the first pick for the other front row forward. And I'm going to go. This is a really tough one because there's so many good forwards. There's Fanua Blake at the Warriors.
Yes.
And I think he's an incredible forward. But I have to go with absolute just sheer power and the fact that this guy...
Don't do it.
Moses Leota.
Oh, good. I've got him written down.
Yeah.
But I honestly
4 premierships, and I guarantee you, he's one of the big reasons why they keep winning premierships. Whenever he come off the field in last year's grand final, they would be struggling, and they come back on, and he's a powerhouse. So I've got to put him in there.
All right, that's good. I had him written down, and I was going to take him before I took Corey Horsburgh.
The big red machine.
All right, then I'm going Big Spencer.
Big Spencer.
Lenu.
Yeah, he's off the bench, but he is a prop, right? That's a really good pick.
He's fucking starting for me, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get 6 minutes out of him. They're going to be the best 6 minutes of my life.
All right. Now, these are tough because these are 3 very important positions. You've got the first crack at the 11, which is the second row. Where are you heading?
Liam Martin.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
That's good.
Straight off the bat.
Liam Martin. Damn it. That's a really, really good pick. That's a really good pick.
And then I think I've got my next one sorted if you don't take him.
Well, I'm taking Hudson Young.
Oh, that's actually a very good take.
He is just... I go down as probably one of the best players right now on form at the Raiders, and they just won the minor premiership. So I will take Hudson Young every day of the week, which does mean I get the next pick.
You do.
And there are some fantastic players left on the board. I think this is one of those positions where we have to go through in our own minds now out loud who we've got to choose from because there are some crackers, and I've got one and you've got one to go as well. You've got Jacob Preston at the Bulldogs, who's an incredible player. You've got guys like who else is there that comes to mind from Angus Crichton from the Roosters, another incredible back rower. We've also I mean, technically we're not saying you can't pick a lock in the second row. So you can't put in a Yao or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair call to keep him off that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the man who I think is in the best form as well, and I'm going to pick Angus Crichton.
Yeah, you prick. All right,
and a big shout out to NRL Fanatic. If you follow NRL Fanatic, a young guy who's a West Tigers supporter, he's been asking him to do the chord every week for the last 4 weeks, and Angus Crichton scored on the weekend and did it for the camera. Good on him. He got it over the line.
I'm annoyed by that. I wanted Crichton. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going Katoa from Melbourne.
Nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Which means you get to go first, though, for the lock forward.
Oh, shit.
This is a really tough one as well because there's so many good lock forwards.
Well.
And you can only pick one.
Oh, why are you making life so tough?
I know. And obviously there's one that does stand out that one of us will have to take because I think there's no reason why you wouldn't take this person.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
Alex McDonald from the Storm.
Just tell me.
Alex McDonald from the Storm. You should take him. You should take him.
Mate, in all honesty, if you've got any smarts about you, you're going with Yo, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lock him in. I'll take Isaiah Yo.
Yeah. Damn it. That's really good. That's really good. And that hurts quite a lot because now, I mean, you are taking a second raider, but at the same time, I mean, there's still some really good. Like you look at the Roosters, and my initial thought goes with someone like a Victor Radley.
You got Morgan Smithies at Canberra.
Nah, I mean, good player, but like Victor Radley is just one of those guys that when he hits you, you stay in hit.
Yeah,
so he's an incredible lock. But then you also look at someone like a Kurt Mann, incredible
Josh
lock.
Curran.
Yeah, Josh Curran, another good lock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go because I don't have enough players here that match this, and I think this man is also a gun. We'll tackle his butt off.
Victor Radley.
Nah, I'm going to do it. I think he's the next best, and it's Josh Curran. I think he's
good call.
He's just a workhorse, isn't he?
Good call.
Absolute workhorse. All right, so my side is at fullback Reece Walsh, Nawakanitawase, Crichton, Stephen Variety, Nick Meaney, Brian To'o, and then in the halves I've got Strange and Walker, Sam Walker. My front rowers are Leota and Huss. I've got Ben Hunt at hooker, and I've got Leota, Young, and Crichton. Sorry, I've already said Leota. Young and Crichton in the second row, and then Curran is the lock forward. Scotty, do you remember your team, or do you want me to read it out for you?
Read it out because keep it flowing. But we've got KO Weeks.
KO Weeks at fullback. You've got Coates on the wing, teaming up with Tupu. You've also got Alamotti and Staggs in your centers. Really, really informed centers there. Your halves are incredible. Munster and Cleary are your 6 and 7. Your 8 and 10, your props. Spencer Leniu, who will play for 5 seconds, and Corey Horsburgh, who will play for 450 minutes. You've got Harry Grant. God damn it, you absolutely have won this.
I don't know.
You've got in your back row, you've got Liam Martin and Katoa, and then you've got Yao to lock your scrum. Are you joking me? Your spine is Weeks, Munster, Cleary, Grant, and Yao. You've won.
But no, hang on. Just remember, it's fantastic to have a good red-hot side, but it means nothing without a red-hot coach. And you're up first.
I'm up first. Give me Ricky.
Yep,
Give me the passion.
I knew you would, and I only had 2 names written down. Ricky was one of them.
Yep.
So I'm going with the other name I've got written down. I'm sticking with Bellamy.
Bellamy, yeah.
Yep.
He's the best. He's the best. Reason why
if we were this stupid and desperate, I'd have you fire this game up in Rugby League 25, but who the fuck wants to?
Yeah, no one's playing that game anymore. That's for damn sure.
Seriously, that ship sailed.
Oh, that was a lot of fun, but I'm upset that we have just you've completely nailed the shit out of me in that one.
Mate, just remember it's an 80-minute game.
All right, let's do Comment Club.
It's time for Comment Club. Normally I ignore all the comments, and I get a lot of them. I've got to get paid for this crap.
I know we're running very, very late at the moment. We're over the hour mark, so we're going to pump through these really quickly because we do have a couple of great stories to get to. Where are we going to start with? From Jimmy. I'd love you to explain this one, mate. Ego, can you please ask Scotty about the day he used me as a super sub in the grand final qualifier at Thornton?
Oh, yeah. So we were undefeated. It's a 1v2 setup where the loser plays the winner of 3v4. Winner of 1v2 goes to the grand final. So real quick, we're up against Hamilton. I think it was Olympic, not Azuri. Pretty sure it was Olympic. Anyway, it was a very, very tough game. They'd really pushed us throughout the season.
Soccer, yeah?
Yep, absolutely. We basically, I think we trailed 1-0 for 89 minutes. And in the 90th minute, one of our players had a shot and Josh Cornick's kind of leant back and nodded the ball in and it sent us through to extra time. And real early in the first half of extra time, we basically, I think it was like kickoff, first half of extra time kickoff, or the second half, Dan Killen has just basically received the ball and walked through the entire opposition and scored and put us 2-1 up. I was getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I've got to make an impact here. Jimmy, it's time to shine, bro. He hadn't seen a minute of football, and we're talking 100 and something minutes here of football, extra time included. Jimmy's taking the jacket off, quick warm-up. I'm like, all right, mate, we're going to take Shannon Chandler off, who's way over on the left. You'll replace him. Anyway, Shannon's taken the long way. He's just gone off the sideline and walked around. Jimmy stepped foot on the field. He's got about 5 minutes, and the referee has blown full time.
Oh,
He literally saw 6 seconds of football. Hats off to him. Didn't whinge, didn't complain.
Yep. Got
valuable minutes in the grand final 2 weeks later, and it was lucky he didn't get sent off, because I'm pretty sure he come in and hit a bloke 4 days after he'd passed the ball. So pretty sure it was at the stage where old mate had finished the game. He's 4 days into a new working week, and Jimmy's just rocked up at his place of work and just fucking leveled him.
That's fantastic. We love Jimmy. Jimmy, if you were following at Talking Sport Report Instagram page, you'll notice there's a photo of Jimmy up there if you want to check it out. He came and picked up the first ever merchandise for Talking Sport Report, the stickers that he won a few weeks ago. So finally picked them up. That's them there that Scotty's holding if you're watching this as a podcast on YouTube or Spotify. Mm-hmm. But you can check out Talking Sport Report on Instagram. See Jimmy in his absolute working finest, legend of a man. Now, I've got another one. This is from Jeff McCarter. Now, Jeff McCarter is one of the sharpest tools in the shed on the Gold Coast.
Okay.
And one of the people, you know, that when something is to happen, Jeff McCarter is where people look to for trends and considered one of the smartest and sharpest tools on the Gold Coast. He's also got a nickname, Tuk Tuk. And he's featured a couple of weeks ago as well. But he wrote, fair dinkum Scootus, has zero idea. Just realising Canberra are in the competition. And Nottingham Forest first leg out. He's referring to Scotty's tip of the week last week. He could stop Winks at Mooloolaba. Now, for those who don't understand racing, Mooloolaba is like basically the Z grade of northern New South Wales, a very small track. You go there, like the greatest racehorse of all time, Winks, would rock up there and you could cut one of its legs off and it would still win. So, Scotty, your response to Jeff, a.k.a.
I've got nothing. I've got no. He has
kind of accurate.
He's nailed that.
Yeah, he has.
Love the input, but I've got nothing.
Yep.
Thanks, Talk.
All right, we're going to move on to a couple of quick stories here because we are still chasing people to get through their sporting legends. So if you've got a legendary story about yourself or someone you know, or even if you've run into someone with a great legendary story, we want those local legend stories of you in your local sporting arena. And it can be on or off the field. It can be positive. It can be the negative side. So at Talking Sport Report on any of our socials or talkingsportreport@gmail.com, email us your story. One of our absolute favorites on TikTok, his name is Super Mario 1987. He's a bit of a long-term, I think he's been there from the start. He's sent me some crackers. Now, these aren't necessarily on the field sporting stories, but they encourage sport because they're talking about sporting legends and his involvement with them. So I'm going to let these pass. He did start off by saying Brett Leake was the biggest dork he could ever meet, and I'm going to let that one slide because he's my favorite cricketer of all time, but I understand. Now, for context, Super Mario does live in Brisbane, and he does know that we love our cricket. So the first story is a cricket story. I was fishing with a couple of mates on Stradbroke Island when seeing two great Australian cricket players.
There's only two names I can think of.
What would they be, mate?
Roy and Haydos.
Yeah, I think they're the only two that would possibly be there. So he sees these two great cricketers, and he says one of them was arguably the greatest opener, and the other has since recently passed, and it's not Shane Warne. So I think you nailed that right there. Anyway, we won't say who they are.
Oh, is it Justin Langer?
Yeah. They've been out drinking all day, fishing and drinking and fishing and drinking. Anyway, one of the mates approached them and told them that the RBT was around the corner. So they gave us all of our beer, all their beer in their esky to drive them home. And then when they got to their house, one of their wives then dropped them back to the camping ground. How amazing is that? Imagine having Big Haydos and Roy come over going, hey, mate, cops around the corner. You wouldn't mind driving us lads home. You can have the rest of our beer.
That's fantastic. Oh, do you know what? The only thing that would top that, two burly blokes like that, if all they had was an XL.
Yeah, a couple of cruisers.
But a 2-door.
or cruisers in there. Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Fantastic.
I can tell you, Super Mario, he's not a small little lad. He's a big boy. He's
Right.
got the height. So he'd be driving something decent. So anyway, he's dropped him off. The wife drives him home. The last story is a good one too. Off the back of claiming stories for your last podcast, he beat Dave Taylor in an arm wrestle. Now, if anyone remembers, Dave Taylor was that monster of a guy. His head would weigh more than the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
So he beat him in an arm wrestle. He cheated but won. Group of friends and I were drinking at the Stock Exchange in Brisbane. He approached the girl I was chatting up, who was now my wife. He was very persistent, but she kept brushing him off. She was obviously in love with Super Mario 1987.
Hey,
and I can understand
good on your
why.
prince. Good on your Princess Peach.
That's it. I'm sure she's Princess Peach. Anyway, she then turned to him and said, "You beat Mario in an arm wrestle, and I'll talk to you." So obviously Super Mario, his real name is Mario. So that's why it's even more amazing, the fact that
What the pressure on?
Yeah. You beat him and I'll talk to you. So imagine that. If Super Mario's sitting there, his future wife, he's obviously in love with this girl. Early days. He's now got this man monster, Dave Taylor. And as I said, Mario's not a small guy. He got all fired up, looked at me, and I got all fired up and pushed every glass on the table off the table, which is great. Because that stopped the DJ playing the music. So he's fired up. He slammed the table because I knew everyone was pretty well inebriated. The second we locked hands, I didn't give him a chance. I just slammed his hand down. They didn't even wait for the 3, 2, 1. And everyone at the exchange saw it and knew that I'd won.
That's
fantastic.
Brilliant.
So he can claim that he beat Dave Taylor. Not only did he smash every glass on a table, stop the DJ from playing, they all turn around to him going bang, slamming Dave Taylor down. He takes Princess Peach home, and the rest is history, my friend.
That was basically a synopsis of every Mario game ever. Mario, Peach, and Bowser / Dave Taylor.
Yep.
That is, and they're the kind of stories we want.
Yes, we do.
They are fantastic.
So talkingsportreport@gmail.com, or just quickly jump on our Instagram, our YouTube, or our TikTok and drop us a cheeky GM. We'll take any of these stories. Hey, if you've got Scotty and my mobile number, text it to us. We love to get your local legend stories. And Scotty, that's the end of the podcast this week. I know you're getting excited because Piastri's coming up.
He is absolutely third on the grid, but 34 points ahead. So good luck.
You had I've got to give you the credit here. Last week I made you, because we record this on a Sunday night. Obviously they race early Monday mornings. I said you have to make a call now. Who wins this race? Let's see into the future. And you said Piastri wins. And off when we finished, you said I didn't want to say it on there, but I really hope, and I've got a feeling that Norris is going to crash out. He didn't crash out, but he did not finish.
Bingo.
You're on the point there.
Honestly, I'd just settle for Piastri win. Simple. Yeah. And honestly, if Norris can finish third or worse, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That lead gets bigger and bigger.
Verstappen did pull up the quickest lap ever, I believe, in qualifying. Fastest lap in F1 history. So there you go. So he's coming into a little bit of form, but he's well off the pace. And before we call it, we are that much down. We're not going to worry about a recap on how much money I've lost.
7,750 down because, Scotty, your 4-leg multi, you got 3 out of 4.
Yep.
Unlucky. And your first one went down as Jeff Carter pointed out very, very rightly. So we're now down 8,700 because you are now going to put another $1,000 in the kitty. God, we've got to get a win soon. Otherwise, we're going to have to take a loan out.
Yes.
And interest rates are still way too high for that. So
they are, definitely.
Where is your bet going?
Well, you and I spoke pre-show and you made a good suggestion, so I'm going to stick with it. We're going the 4 games for next weekend, the NRL.
NRL, because I always said you're a real problem going the soccer, because I know you love it, but you are opening up yourself in bad form in tipping to an extra chance of being a win, a loss, and a draw. You don't need those extra things going against you.
Good point. Okay, so all 4 games, but hear me out. We're going Penrith to win.
Yep. Okay.
Roosters to win. Now this is where it gets interesting. We're going the Dogs to win, but they've got 8.5 start.
You're taking the start, right?
Yes. And we're going
They
Brisbane.
can still lose, but as long as they don't lose by more than 8.5 points, we still
Bingo.
get the tip. Yeah, okay.
And then we're going Brisbane to win with 10.5 start.
Oh, that's a great start.
Because I'm expecting 2 tight fixtures.
Yeah, that'd be
and
great. No matter what happens, if it's a 6-point game in both, that'd be
Oh,
bang,
done.
bang, bang. What's
Yes.
that paying?
It's going to give us 5,400 back. It's not going to clear our debt, but it's going to put a good bite into it.
Hey, when you're this far down the rabbit hole, the way to
do
get
what
out
you
of it is
can.
to continue to dig down. You know, if
Should've
you're at a
just-
casino and you're down 100 grand, what do? You go to the ATM and you get more out. That
I
is
should've
gamble
just-
responsibly, kids. Gamble
Should've just-
responsibly. And if you
should've just
are
followed
gambling
your uncle's
responsibly,
tip.
you shouldn't be bloody in this part of the podcast.
Should have taken your uncle's tip and went the Knights for the spoon. God
Yeah,
damn it.
That would have been nice. Although you would only got half the bet, but right now half I'll
Hey,
take.
it's better
over
than nothing.
none.
Considering
Thank
our
you so
last
much,
win was
Scotty.
Gallon.
That
Mate,
is the end
pleasure.
of the podcast tonight. Please give us a follow if you haven't already on wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. Subscribe to us. You can check out the full video podcast. We chuck it up each and every week on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. If you're listening on there, we have the video podcast there. Please get in contact with us through the week if you'd like to leave us any messages, give us anything you'd like us to cover. talkingsportreport@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Talking Sport. Until next Sunday, Scotty, we will be ready to go post the final game of the round of Broncos and Raiders for another great in-depth NRL coverage update.
Looking forward to it. I can't wait. Talk to you then. Happy Father's Day.
Peace, love, dove.